Let's now return now to Jeremy Corbyn's pitch to be temporary Prime Minister to delay Brexit and avoid a no deal. He wants MPs to back a no-confidence motion in Parliament to help him do it. And while some Conservatives say that they're willing to meet the Labour leader, other MPs have called it nonsense. Even Labour MPs have been divided on Mr Corbyn's handling of Brexit. And joining me now is Stephen Kinnock, who was one of the 26 who signed a letter to Jeremy Corbyn urging him not to back a second referendum. So what does he think of Jeremy Corbyn's latest approach? What do you think, Mr Kinnock? Is this possibly a good idea?
Yes, we have to do whatever we can to prevent a catastrophic no-deal exit on the 31st of October. There's a number of tools in the toolbox. First of all, we of course have to carry a motion of no confidence to facilitate the collapse of the Boris Johnson government. And then we have to put a new government in place. And I think it's absolutely right that Jeremy Corbyn, as the leader of Her Majesty's loyal opposition, who commands the most seats in Parliament, should have the first opportunity to do that. But the numbers look difficult. I don't think many Conservative MPs are going to vote for that. And we even have the Liberal Democrats, who claim to want to prevent no deal, saying they won't back it. And so then I think we do have to be ready to put forward the idea of a government of national unity led by another MP who can command the confidence of the House. If that doesn't work, then I guess we're either in general election territory, or what I think should happen, the Prime Minister should bring the withdrawal agreement bill, which we never had a chance to debate or vote on in Parliament, and that includes lots of really attractive concessions to Labour, and I think is a very good proposal, and we should be ready to back that.
But you're suggesting essentially bringing back the bill that Theresa May tried 3 times to get through Parliament and failed. That seems a fool's errand, doesn't it?
No, because the withdrawal agreement bill was never brought to Parliament. You'll recall that there were the meaningful votes and the proposal didn't go through. I didn't vote for it because I think it was a blind Brexit. There was no clarity at all on the future relationship. But then the cross-party talks started, and our Labour negotiating team did a great job of getting a bill on a customs union in there, a bill on workers' rights, and even a commitment to having a second referendum at the committee stage of the bill going through Parliament. I think we should have backed that. Theresa May would have brought that to Parliament, and I think we would be in a very different place now. But as a result of our knee-jerk reaction, people didn't want to back it for all sorts of different reasons. We ended up then with the fate of the country being put in the hands of 160,000 members of the Conservative Party.
The fact that you don't necessarily think Jeremy Corbyn is the right person to lead this possible interim government speaks volumes about the Labour Party, doesn't it?
No, but that's not what I'm saying. He absolutely must be given the opportunity to form a government if we can facilitate the collapse of the Boris Johnson government. But I'm also saying we do need to be realistic. We have very little time here. There will be a 14-day period, and that means that if Jeremy's proposal can't command a majority in the House, then we have to look for a plan B, and that plan B would be a government of national unity led by another member of Parliament. So I think we've just got to not only focus on one option here. The story of the last 3 years is being unrealistic and not having a backup plan when your first plan doesn't work. And we have to, in British politics, rediscover the lost art of compromise.
Do you not think it's possible that Boris Johnson could get a deal before the 31st of October?
Well, look, I don't see much evidence of the European Union budging. Mr Johnson has set the bar far too high by saying they've got to drop the backstop altogether. That's complete nonsense. That looks like a wrecking tactic to me. He has to recognise there is a deal on the table. It's the withdrawal agreement bill. It was signed off through the cross-party talks, but then unfortunately torpedoed by people who I would call the purists on both sides. Those who actually want a no deal, on the sort of far right of the Conservative Party, and those who are hell-bent on only having a second referendum and nothing else. And that, unfortunately, squeezed the space for compromise, which is what the withdrawal agreement bill is. But it is, in fact, an opportunity to get that bill through Parliament, leave the European Union with a deal, and begin the process of getting politics back to where the Labour Party actually will do best, which is talking about public services, the economy, jobs, how to save our steel industry, all of the bread and butter issues that really work well for the Labour Party. So I think we've got to get this issue sorted and get politics back onto those bread and butter issues, which is where the people on the doorstep in my constituency certainly want them to be.
OK, Stephen Kinnock, good to talk to you. Thank you very much for joining us.